Everyone, and welcome to CDB conference room. We're very happy to be hosting you here this morning. Let me say a special welcome to the minister, Harry Simmons, for taking time to be with us this morning. Milton, Wayne, my friend, Therese, all the way from Geneva, all of you who are here for these important discussions. I'm always in awe of trade negotiators and trade experts. So while this subject matter, I think, is for the average mind seems very abstract, it's really important that we focus on the details underlying this agreement and find ways in which we can work together to advance what Therese just mentioned in terms of the benefits that can accrue once we've ratified. I did a quick math calculation in terms of if Caribbean countries close the gap on ratification, I think we would be almost halfway there to getting the 38 that the WTO needs. So we all look forward to all of your countries who have not yet ratified being in a position to do that soon. I'm not going to repeat what Clarice said in terms of contextualizing this discussion today, but I want to just mention a couple of things that weren't mentioned. And it has to do with the importance of the fisheries, the marine, our resources, the blue economy to Caribbean countries, particularly as we are majority small island states. So I think all of us have grown up understanding the importance of fish, not only in our diet, but also the importance of fisherfolk in our communities. And I think sometimes this is lost in our conversations around trade agreements. Who are actually the beneficiaries? So here, the beneficiaries, we're talking about not just the fisher folk in coastal communities, of which I think one estimate has it close to 500,000 people in our region, including, although this number seems rather low to me, only 15% of that 500,000 are women. I think that is probably an underrepresented number of women who work in the fishery sector. So this is not an abstract topic. This is a topic that has a general applicability for lots of livelihoods across this region. I also want to say that in terms of fish, when we talk about this agreement, Clarice made mention to overcapacity, overfishing, illegal fishing in our waters in the Caribbean. Fish is a vital source of protein for many people in our region. And this is also a source of food security for the region. So think about how many of us have grown up thinking that eating fish is better than eating red meat, particularly today, but also think about the implications that has long-term for the planet in terms of reducing our carbon footprint from eating meat. So I think the whole issue of fisheries becomes even more important as we think about some of these bigger issues. One second. I just want to say that given what we know about the impact post-COVID on food prices, food insecurity is being driven a lot by food inflation in the prices of food. This region saw on average an increase of over 10% in food prices since, I think, post-COVID, but definitely through 2022. That situation has not really changed much given the other global supply logistical issues based on events taking place around the world. So this is a very important issue. My understanding of why this was important was greatly clarified by Therese just before this meeting, because I think when I think of subsidies and I'm thinking about the Caribbean region, I was hard pressed to come up with what are the subsidies that Caribbean countries actually have in the fishery sector until I understand that it's actually the OECD, the large countries that have subsidies. And the importance of ratifying this agreement is to eliminate that distortion in the market and also create not just a playing field, but to help reduce some of the harmful practices that you mentioned a while ago. So I'm hoping that this two-day workshop, technical as it is, will help deepen your knowledge, figure out ways in which we can collect better data, which we know is a huge source of problems in the region in terms of analyzing any particular sector, but I think in fisheries even more so. So good luck, and CDB stands ready to help in any way possible. We've also revised our policies towards the fishery sector. We see great opportunities, not just for poverty reduction, but also for improving the role of the private sector and investing in the fishery sector. So thank you very much for being here, and I look forward to the results.